And I thought about this when I was coming over here. I'm like, you know what? The main thing I would like to talk about is choice.
Yeah.
And I tell everybody that. You have a choice to be confident or you have a choice to be intimidated.
Yeah.
If you're intimidated, you're getting walked on like a bitch.
Yeah.
If you have confidence in you, no matter if you're small, weak, whatever in other people's eyes, they're still going to respect you and they're not going to try to walk on you so easily.
That's true. That's
it's like children test their boundaries to see what they can get away with. Well, so do everybody else in your life. As you grow up, they're going to test what they can do with you.
Yeah.
Because you, to them, are a tool that they can use to get what they want. Help them better their lives. It's really hard to find good people that are willing to help boost you than it is people that are wanting to step on you to get to where they're going.
Yeah.
So you can be the stair or you can be the one that stands on top of the stairs and pulls others up. It's up to you. Again, the choice is yours. And that's the thing people don't get.
That is crazy. That is very true, bro. Because people, the first impression, they're going to judge you based on that. As soon as they see you, the first impression of the first thing, the way you're going to look, the way you're going to be, whatever, they're going to judge you right away. From that point of view, like, oh, this motherfucker may be, even though you're not stupid, the first thing they're going to see, oh, yeah, he's very stupid. You know what I mean? Just crazy. But if you have confidence, like, oh.
And it plays a big factor in a lot of stuff. I mean, when I quit my job, I worked in a factory for almost 15 years, the same factory. And I thought to myself, I'm like, why am I still here? And everybody's like, oh, congratulations, you made 15 years. And I'm like, congratulations. I feel like a donkey. Like, I literally don't do anything different. I've been doing the same thing for 15 years. Yeah, I moved up in the factory, but it's still the same boring ass work. Oh, but it pays the bills. Sure, but is it paying me in my soul? Is it paying my mind? No, you're just a machine. You're part of the cog in the wheel and you're just going along with the machine, right?
Yeah.
So when I left, everybody said, you're crazy. Where are you going to find a job that pays this much? And I'm like,
the machines are telling you.
But I don't need a job that pays me this much. I need something that I'm happy with, I'm comfortable with, that makes me want to live life better.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, people are afraid to let go. Again, the choice. They're afraid that what the choice they made earlier was the best they can do, so they're not willing to explore other options, so they choose to stay there. And the problem with that is that when they choose to stay there, they begin to, over time, it erodes at their confidence, and then they start to feel bad about themselves. And they develop problems where they drink a little, smoke a little, do things like that, or they just start to hate themselves. And the problem with that is then they take it home and they hate on their wife, they hate on their kids. Now their family starts to dislike them. The majority of people that work in a factory that I knew, over 70% of them were divorced in the first 10 years I worked there. And it's because you're doing something you didn't really want to do, you didn't plan on doing it, but you feel stuck. Because when you get that job that pays good money, first thing you want to do is get a good house and a good car, and then buy nice clothes and take your kids on nice trips. But then you need that job in order to keep that lifestyle going. Now you're stuck. You developed your own trap. You've created your own jail, and there's nobody else to blame but you. It's your choice. So if you're not willing to make a choice to step off of that and try to make you better for everybody around you as well as you, then the choice is yours, and you think money's the choice you're making, which is a smarter choice. It's not. I know lots of people that make lots of money and they hate their lives. They hate their jobs. Everything.
Big
they
house,
got lots of money.
Range Rover. I'm like, bro, when you meet them, it's just like,
and it's sad. You can meet lots of hippie people or lots of people that don't have like the best job. They work in a shop that sells marijuana. They just love it because they like just meeting people. They like being around people, understanding lifestyle changes and stuff like that, because so many different people come through. That's the thing people need to get back into. You know, and traveling's what really opened me up. When I started traveling by myself, I really got opened up to, holy crap, there's another world out there that I wasn't taught about.
This is the biggest problem in North America. I think
they don't teach you it at all, man. Most people I know have been to maybe 3 countries, but they've been to Mexico, Dominican, Costa Rica, maybe Cuba. And they went to a resort. You didn't go to another country. You went to Canada in Dominican. You know, you didn't fucking go to another country at all. Like you don't understand the culture there. You don't understand the language. You didn't meet the real people. You just met people that work in a hotel who are willing to kiss your ass for a little bit of a tip. You know, and you feel like a superstar because you got all these people begging for your help there, but they're real people that really need help. And you just showing up to go on a vacation there isn't really, that's not helping them. You know, oh, they got a job though. Yeah, they got a job because that's all
traveling is the biggest. I think if everybody had that little opportunity to travel, I always talk about it here. That little opportunity to travel, they'll see the world different.
Oh, for sure.
Not even, as you said, you're going to resort. That's like going fucking Toronto by your fucking 5-star. That's no travel. traveling, you know? When I went back home, because my dad has a big house there, right? Built a house, but I didn't stay in there. I went in a village where my grandma where I grew up in village, right back in the days. But I stayed there for like a week. Amazing. Why? Came out, kids are playing with the plastic ball. There's not even air, bro. You can literally squeeze it. They playing, they laughing, we were enjoying time. I'm like, wow. But my parents thought that I'm gonna stay in that house, big house. That's not my thing. I want to feel that experience. Like these people who live in the village, how do they survive? If you take a kid from Canada who grew up like here, 20-year-old, whatever, taking somewhere in the village where there's no electricity, there is no fucking water at the fucking 2 step away from him, they're gonna struggle. They're gonna struggle. But that's the thing. When you take them in that experience, stay there for 1 year, they're gonna understand. Oh shit, there is a life. There is things, you know. But when you see it on TV, oh Africa or Colombia people donate this, you know. When you sit down on TV, your mind is just, oh, those people, like they're dying.
But that's what they want.
Yeah,
they want to publicize that. They want to publicize the negative stuff going on around the world to encourage you just to stay with where the products are sold.
Yeah.
They want the consumerism. They don't want you to go spend your money in Africa because that's not the consumerism. You know, they want you to buy that gold that they're paying the children to dig out of Africa over here in America for 100,000 times more money. So yeah, no, I get what you mean. And that was what I'm saying. Like when I started traveling by myself is when I started really noticing, you know, poorer areas and real poverty. Yeah. You know, we see these people begging here on the street and it bothers me a lot because sure, there's people that have issues. They have addictions and stuff like that. Again, a choice. Yeah. You know, and again, there is a problem with that in society right now in America where the government actually pushes that on people. It's not, you know, it's not just they chose to go look for this drug. It's just, you know, everybody's even pushing that. Even a lot of the new music's pushing kids to try and get 100%. Drugs. Oh, I'm feeling stressed out. Give me a pill, doctor. Please take the pain away. I need a pill because my boyfriend broke. Come on, you can't just deal with it.
Music's a big impact.
Right, and that's the problem is it's encouraging kids to do that. And they say that hip hop and rap was a bad thing in the 90s, but all it encouraged was marijuana. Yeah. They didn't really talk about smoking crack and that. They talked about other people smoking crack, but they didn't do it themselves. Now these kids are all talking about Xanax and all this other stuff that they want to take, opioids and bath salts and all this stuff. It's all publicized right there in the music. Yeah,
labels are pushing those kind of music
because they actually make money on that too. The government, you know, like you think the government's trying to get rid of drugs? No, not at all. They make money on it, especially in the U.S. The U.S. is huge for that.
Crazy.
They could have easily got rid of the drug war if they wanted to. They even just threatened the cartel a couple of months ago because they had kidnapped a couple of people. And if they can do that and make them say sorry and give the people back, why can't they just tell them stop selling drugs in America? Because they don't want it. Because they make money on it. And they keep society in different segregations of society at bay. That's why you have ghettos. That's why you have different spots in North America that are designated for, you know, the Latinos are over in, you know, Miami and Florida and all that and stuff like that. But that's because they all come from, you know, Dominican or what's the other one there? Puerto Rico and stuff like that. And then on the other side, LA and all that, LA, Chicago, Atlanta, all that, there's a lot of ghettos that are more predominantly black. And then where are all the drugs found? In those ghettos. But you're saying that they're not anywhere else in the world, but they are. That's the problem. They don't talk about it. They make it sound like that's the bad place, just like Africa, like you said, right? Oh, the poor, starving people in Africa. There's a lot of prosperous places in Africa. It's not all poor and starving or warring. Right now, they're talking about Sudan. Oh, Sudan's a big bad place right now. 459 people died in the last 6 months in Sudan because of the warring going on between the rebels and the government and stuff like that. Really? Okay, Detroit has like 1,600 murders a year, and yet you're worried about 500 people dying in 6 months in one country. This is Detroit's a city. You know, I mean, that's the thing, right? We only get fed the news that they want us to see. And I'm telling people, get out and see things for yourself. Travel. You're not going to understand what it's like to be in a country unless you go to that country. And a lot of people, I hate China. I would never go to China. But China is an amazing country. It's huge. It has so much diversity. It has so much nature in it and everything like that. And culture. Chinese culture is probably the oldest culture next to African culture that we can actually get a hold of history from. But yet everybody doesn't want to go to China. Why?
Because the media.
It's an amazing country. It's
the
huge.
Media is pushing that.
Right, exactly. Same thing with Russia. Nobody ever talks about going to Russia, but Russia is a huge country as well.
All of a sudden now, Russia is the worst country. I don't want to
exactly. You know, I was around in the Iraq War when 30 years ago, and that was the same thing back then. Nobody wanted to go to Iraq. I don't want to be around those Arabic people, blah, blah, blah. But again, they put that in our our face to teach us that we shouldn't like that that part of the world.
Yeah.
Again, as an adult, it's a little easier to make choices. When you're a child, it's a little harder because you're kind of, everything's pushed at you and you're more afraid.
Yeah.
So you don't know what to believe anymore. And I understand that. But as you get older, this is where the traveling thing comes in. Go travel. Just meet people. Even if you go to like Costa Rica and that, you're going to meet people from all around the world that go to Costa Rica too. And you'll understand their life travels, their country, their language, their culture, a little bit from everybody. And it's amazing. And that's the thing, right?
No, traveling is very important for everybody. I can tell, even my parents can see, because I had privilege to, I came here when I was like 10 years old. My brother came here when I was like 18. You can see the difference. So I had the privilege to travel, play soccer with different people, Mexicans, Colombians, white, European. I had time to go to US, time to go to Europe, all over the places. So you can tell, me and my older brother, you can tell who has more confidence, right away. Just because I don't blame him. He just came here and then the system, you get in the system, locked in, he's got to get shit together right away. All that pressure, right? But me, traveling, all that, seeing places and stuff, so all this pressure, what I hear, I'm like, yo, bro, it's not like that. It's not that serious. Some stuff is not that serious, to be honest. But once you grow up in this bubble where everything, just everybody telling you shit, but you don't get to see what's going on around you, it's hard.
Well, that's the thing, right? I mean, how many people, don't want to go to Mexico because they keep hearing about bad things happening in Mexico? But, Mexico's huge. Just because somebody died in Mexico. I mean, somebody died in Toronto too last week. You don't not go to Toronto. I mean, it's really weird how our society has developed that fear of everything that they don't know. But that's the beauty of it. You don't know it. So there's so much to explore. From language to culture to religions to just everything, economical, social situations, like everything is amazing to learn from. And the people are amazing all over the world. I've been in like 30 countries, and so many of the people I've met, I've never been in a country where I just hated everybody there. There's the odd asshole everywhere, right? You get that everywhere.
They're everywhere.
If anything, there's more assholes around you than there are out there. Because more people want to know about you just as much as you want to know about them. And that's the bonus about it, is like you can enjoy a life and build a life like that to where now you've made connections. You could keep in touch with them, keep understanding how their life's going, show them how your life is here, travel back and forth, visit each other, stuff like that. And it's really awesome. So
it's like when I was like 16, high school, whatever, my mom hated the drugs. Like, weed is gonna kill you. Don't hang out with drug dealers and all that, right? But now I'm programmed that everybody who smokes weed, they're killers, they're bad people, right? But then as I grew up, I grew up in the area where everybody kind of smoke weed. My friends smoke weed. I never get to smoke weed because I was playing sports. I didn't have time to smoke weed. If I wasn't playing sport, I would have been smoking weed because that was the only thing that's around me, right? I started hanging out with those guys. Not they're my friends. We go to the same school. My mom, don't hang out with those people. So me, at the beginning, I was kind of afraid. Oh shit, this guy smokes weed. But then slowly, I'm just like, this motherfucker is a human, man. This motherfucker cries. He feels in love. He's just smoking weed. It's just something that it's around him. He has to do it. And as years go, I was just like, yo. Some of these guys, they're doing it because other people are doing it. They're not really them. They're just doing it because they want to fit in society. So I realized all that shit. I'm like, wow. You know what I mean? So if I would have listened to my parents thinking that everybody who smokes weed, they're bad people, I would have been growing up just like, shit. All you motherfuckers are bad. I don't want to be around you.
Oh, yeah. You would have been ready for the pandemic because you would have been stuck in a house all fucking day afraid of everybody. So that's the problem with society, man. They're making everybody into a little whiny bitch. They don't want to do anything. They don't want to see the world. They don't want to explore. They don't want to even explore themselves. They're too afraid. Because they're getting told that. That's bad, that's bad. But that's the funny thing is that was the way it was in the 80s for me with cigarettes too.
Oh, you smoke cigarettes?
No, I've never done anything. It's the same thing in the 80s because a lot of people in the 80s, they only started smoking because other people smoked and they wanted to be part of the cool kids.
Yeah, the environment.
So I hung out with everybody that smoked, even though I didn't smoke, but all the cool kids smoked, so I wanted to be a cool kid, so I just hung out with them, right?
Yeah.
So, it's just funny you brought that up because it's been going on since the beginning because even if you go back into the 50s, 60s, 70s and all that, it was alcohol. You know, if you didn't drink, you weren't cool. So
that's where confidence come in, right? Time that I got too comfortable, people smoke weed. This guy was like, yo, take it to the biggest drug dealers, you know? I'm like, okay. Oh, you're gonna, because everybody was trying to get me smoke. That was a goal. Everybody was trying to get me even smoke a bit. We went, and then he's like, yo, you're gonna smoke today, bro. I'm like, nah, I'm not that guy, bro. We went there. The guy has a lot of weed, right? You can see that people come in to buy. And then he roll up, he's like, smoke. He's like, he's a big guy. We're just young kids. Smoking, passing. We all sitting in the same, like, whatever loop, right? I'm there because of my friend, right? I'm not there to smoke. He's like, and the guy passed it to me, you know? That's what separate a guy with confidence and a guy without confidence. So he gave it to me. I'm like, nah, bro, pass to that nigga. Not me, but I don't smoke that shit. See, like I'm standing up by myself. So the rest of the guys just smoke. And then I knew one guy there. He was a good kid. He only smoked because he saw everybody smoking and he wanted to be in a cool kid. You know, it was a cool kid sector. You know what I mean? But yeah, I never get to smoke it or just because everybody else around me smoking. So that's what I'm saying. That's the biggest thing right now. It's very easy to get tricked, but if you don't have confidence.
But that's what they're taking advantage of right now.
Yeah.
With our government, they're taking advantage of all the non-confident people.
Fuck.
Because if you're not confident in yourself, you're going to listen to what you're being told.
Yeah.
And that's the problem, is that people don't want to study. They don't want to learn things for themselves. They don't want to understand for themselves. They just want somebody to tell them. No, I don't want to think about it. Just tell me what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, just tell me. I'll do it.
That doesn't mean it's the right way. Maybe you'll come up with a better way, a quicker way, an easier way, a smarter way.
Together as one,
to do there, right? I mean, you're just accepting the fact that he said this is the only way to do it, but maybe it's not. You know, and that's the problem with society today, is we're just too used to being told what to do. And
that's his one job I used to work, right? Then this guy, we were very cool, this boss, we were cool. And we're just like, doing this. This thing used to do a lot, right? And then I'm like, bro, you can do it this way. It's much quicker. It's better. You don't break yourself. He's like, no. I'll do it my way. You know, he's disagreeing with me. He's been doing that shit for many years. So he thinks that's the right way. But I'm showing him the best way to do it because I knew I learned that from someone else, but he didn't want to listen to me, and I left.
But that's an ego thing too, right?
Yeah, I left
because he doesn't want to.
My vision, like, you don't want my vision, like, that means I'm useless. So that means you want to tell me what to do every time so I can do your shit that you want. But so you don't want my vision just so we can make shit easier, right? So the guy was like, no, it's my store. We do it my way. Oh, and I just default. Most people, they'll be like, oh shit.
Now you understand, because those are the people that'll do that job, even though they know it sucks, even though they know it hurts their body, even though they know it's not the smart way to do it. They'll suck it up and do it, but then they start hating themselves because they didn't stand up. Start hating themselves because they're getting hurt. They start hating themselves because it's taking longer. Everywhere. Everything starts to become their fault now, which it is your fault. You chose to not stand up for yourself. So in the end, when something bad happens to you and you saw it coming, you chose to let that happen. There's nothing else. It's your choice. And again, we're back on the choice factor, but choice is the most powerful thing we have.
Well, that's crazy.